What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Markiplier, and welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't already know, Sigma males are back, and we are in trouble. If you are not a absolute Sigma grinder like, well, not like me, I can only dream of being a Sigma grinder. You've got this amazing guy on YouTube who's willing to teach you, and of course, he has a book, because they all have books for some reason. Why can't you just pick up a book on why you're so sad? So the video we're going to be watching today is called Jealous Woman by MGTOW. I think it's men getting their own way. Men going their own way is an anti-feminist, misogynic, mostly online community advocating for men to separate themselves from women. If you can't win them. Yeah, long story short, we're gonna watch 11 minutes of god-awful cringe and yeah.
Hi everyone, Sandman here. This video was brought to you by a donation from Cam, and here's what he has to say. Hello Sandman. I found your thoughts on the struggle between alpha, beta, and sigma personalities very interesting. What are your thoughts on female jealousy towards men? I thought that a man who's working to become a high-earning, well-read, well-traveled, and well-dressed guy was what women wanted. However, a lunch with a woman last year made me realize that some women are quite jealous if you have done, experienced, or achieved more than them and might actually resent you for it.
You can't base what everyone wants. Like you can't generalize it. It's like going to Baskin Robbins, man. There's 31 flavors for a reason. Not everyone's gonna have the same flavor. You can't just open an ice cream store and be like, man, why does nobody want to just buy vanilla?
Thanks for the donation as well as the topic. Yes, many women are jealous of the successful independent man. What makes him even more attractive to them in a sick and twisted way is that they're happy for him and jealous of him at the same time. They want to be with him, but they also want to destroy him simultaneously because they're jealous of him. If you're successfully single, she will see your peace of mind and get jealous that your attention is being given to something other than a woman, and she might actually want that attention for herself. Women are also the most logical and rational when they are with a man.
That is the most cap thing I have ever heard in my life.
Can you just imagine how great a woman must feel now that women excel in the education field and earn more money than men do in their 20s? I think their jealousy stems from a love-hate relationship that they have with us. They hate us as individual humans, but they love what we can do for them as utilities. I think there's also another part of them that knows they'll never be able to do, experience, or even achieve as much as we do. Many women I've known have also seemingly taken great satisfaction in a man's failure.
There are men and women out there who enjoy watching people fail. You know what we call those people? Psychopaths. You know, we call those people narcissists because that's the attention isn't being drawn towards them. So it's just, you can't be like, oh, well, yeah, that's the social norm. Like, you gotta understand that the world isn't the norms that we make it out to be. It's not like, oh, we actually secretly hate each other, but you're so jealous because testosterone is brimming. You got like the testosterone of like a sea sponge. If this is the type of content that gets you all riled up, this is just shit that people watch to justify in their head, why am I so alone?
Can you just imagine how great a woman must feel now that women excel in the education field and earn more money than men do in their 20s? I think their jealousy stems from a love-hate relationship that they have with us. I think there's also another part of them that knows they'll never be able to do, experience, or even achieve as much as we do if we're single and not tied down to a woman.
I do agree with him here. He does make a big valid point. If you're away from women, okay, first off, your risk for cooties is astronomically low. Like, that stuff is the plague. You know, I had an uncle lose his left ass cheek through cooties. Horrible sight to see. We called him One-Seater Peter. He never really recovered from that sort of like mental anguish. But you know, I've been single for quite a while on my pursuit of the grind, and I must say that I have been able to watch quite a lot of anime, more anime than I would be able to with women.
Their jealousy is so big that they can only see a man being great if he's only had a woman in his life. They know it's complete BS, and then a man succeeds in spite of a woman, but they say it anyway to make a man down himself. Of course, a guy that goes his own way for many years and sees one success multiply on top of another when women aren't in his life will figure out that behind every strong, successful man is free time away from women, there to help him accomplish his goals. Women are so jealous that they're willing to destroy men and technological progress itself so they feel better about themselves.
Why would you surround yourself with someone like that in your life? Like, if you're around someone who has like the personality of a paper towel, and they just constantly are showing obvious red flags that they kind of just, you know, take enjoyment out of you failing, and then they hit you with like, destroy the patriarchy, patriarchy located. Why do you even hang out with them? Why do you even pursue it? You know, I'm not one to talk, you know, I have been a person in the past who has pursued despite massive red flags, but it's like a learning process, and you would think by this many failures, because this is a lot of failure, that you might just kind of self-reflect rather than project. You know what I'm saying?
It's not just women that get jealous, but also men, and they become haters too. The more successful you are at something, the more envy and jealousy it brings out in people. Back in early 2014, when my channel was growing quickly and would become the biggest channel in MGTOW, people attacked me, even though for the majority of men I was providing some value. People are like crabs in a bucket. They always want to bring others down to their level. Why do you think that women are against every group of men in the manosphere seeking out freedom from women? They want us in relationships or chasing relationships, which would be the equivalent of a crab that's free looking for a bucket to fall into. They attack us through things like demonetization, throttling, and shaming language. Again, it's not just women, but also gamma males that infest the tech companies.
People are always going to dunk on you on the internet. That's just the internet. It can be from anything. You can be as genuine as possible as you want. People are still gonna call you the exact opposite. I remember when I got my verification button on my last channel, you know, something that you're just like, oh, okay, you know, that's pretty cool. That's like it's like a little badge. It's like, hey, that's pretty sick. You will not believe the amount of people who will like shit on you for having a verification badge. If you comment anything on any video, you can be like, hey, this is a really good video. I really loved it with my grandparents as we were gardening. People will be like, okay, verification. Wow, only 100 subs. You're no J Schlatt. It's like, dude, you're never gonna win that game. So why even play it?
Even the alpha, betas, and deltas are jealous because sigma males are free to do whatever they want with zero sense of self-consciousness. So they will try and take you down a few pegs so they feel better about themselves. If you want to avoid these sorts of games for the most part, then dress poorly. Don't show off your financial wealth and act humble even when you aren't. It sounds easy, but it's harder than you think. Plus, if you do things like travel on epic trips, people might hear of them and wonder how you can afford them if you look like a bum. Anyways, that's it for today.
You have a low self-esteem and you're masking that low self-esteem with, hey, look at all these things that I'm doing and wearing that can't accommodate for my self-esteem. Why can't I ever get a date? Because you give off the vibe of someone who has no self-esteem. No one cares. A person with high self-esteem isn't gonna be worrying about what everyone else is thinking. Take it from someone who has had like self-esteem issues their whole life. Once you start to build some of that up, you're not gonna really give a damn about what anyone else is thinking. Like, you're not gonna be walking up to Best Buy with a TV, like, oh dude, I bought a TV, and that, you know, that cashier at the register being like, man, I wish I could have got that TV with it. Oh man, oh screw that. No one cares. Like, you're probably thinking you're so big and bad with everyone around you just watching you, but at the end of the day, no one cares.